Emergency management officials and the National Guard are continuing to prepare for winter weather in the western part of the state that will come east. North Carolinians in the southwestern mountains are already beginning to feel the effects of today's storm. Yesterday, I declared a state of emergency across North Carolina. As a result, we have activated a cross-agency storm response that includes the Department of Transportation, the Department of Public Safety, the North Carolina National Guard, and our partners in snow and debris removal and infrastructure restoration. Momentarily, you will hear from Director Ray about the winter storm and our emergency response operations, and from Secretary Hopkins about NCDOT's work to keep our roads as safe as possible. As Director Ray will outline, the winter storm will likely hit much of our state. At this time, our greatest concern is road safety. Precipitation and freezing temperatures tomorrow afternoon, tonight will make a mess of the roads on Saturday morning. The thawing and refreezing of precipitation leads to ice, so that everyone needs to be careful on our roads. Please avoid traveling unless it is absolutely necessary. This morning, in addition to Director Ray and Secretary Hopkins, I'm also joined by the Secretary of Department of Public Safety, Eddie Buffalo, the Adjutant General of the North Carolina National Guard, Major General Todd Hunt, and Commander of the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, Colonel Freddie Johnson. Our American Sign Language interpreters are David Payne and Karen Magoon, and behind the scenes, our Spanish language interpreters are Yasmin Metavier and Tamara Cabrera. At this time, I will ask Director Ray for his update. Director Ray.
Thank you, Governor, and good morning. Snowfall will begin in western North Carolina over the next few hours and will continue to move eastward through this afternoon and evening. There's a chance for a wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain across the Piedmont and into the coastal plain. We continue to monitor the system's track and timing, as it will be key in determining how far inland mixed precipitation and rain will extend. Forecasted impacts from north to south may vary depending on this track of the storm. A winter storm warning is in effect for the mountains in Piedmont and portions of the coastal plain, and a winter weather advisory is in effect for much of eastern North Carolina. Most of the state is forecast to receive some combination of snow, ice, and freezing rain. The greatest accumulations of snow are expected in the mountains, the foothills, and Piedmont counties north of I-85. Areas along and south of I-85 have the greatest chance of seeing mixed precipitation. As the governor said, hazardous travel conditions are expected today and may continue into Saturday night. Areas of black ice will be possible, and we ask that all North Carolinians continue to watch the weather and stay off the roads. Unnecessary travel not only puts you at risk, but also the public safety personnel that will need to respond if there is an issue. The more vehicles we have on the road also makes it tougher on crews with the Department of Transportation to treat and clear roadways and get them back open again. If you must drive in winter conditions, our partners with the State Highway Patrol advise reducing speed significantly, increasing distance between other vehicles, and clearing all snow and ice from your vehicle before traveling. Given the forecast, let's make their work easier by staying off the roads unless absolutely necessary. We have been monitoring this weather system for a number of days and have remained in close communication with our local emergency managers across the state as we evaluate resource and support needs. The State Emergency Response Team has been activated and is working with key partners such as the Department of Transportation, the North Carolina National Guard, the State Highway Patrol, and utilities, as well as others. A state of emergency was issued yesterday in preparation for this event, and as of this morning, we have 2 local states of emergency with 9 county emergency operations centers activated in western North Carolina to support operations at the local level. While there are currently no shelters open across North Carolina, we know that shelters are anticipated to open in Buncombe and Yancey counties this evening, and we remain in close coordination with our human services partners to support additional capability as needed. Warming shelters are also being opened across the state, and we anticipate more as we move throughout the day and into the evening. Based on the forecasted impacts, the North Carolina National Guard has alerted more than 100 soldiers to assist emergency management in their efforts to support communities impacted by this storm. They have more than 30 vehicles, and the Guard started pre-positioning many of these teams yesterday to locations across both the western and central part of the state. Their primary mission is to support local emergency services. They are actively engaged and ready to respond as needed. They have also staged aviation support in the west as a contingency for when the weather has cleared. We have also deployed teams to support DOT in keeping major interstate roadways clear. These teams are stationed along Old Fort in McDowell County, Saluda Grade in Polk County, and Turner Grade in Surrey County. North Carolina's utility partners are planning for restoration operations statewide as needed. Please also keep in mind that power outages may occur in areas due to the weight of the snow or ice accumulation on tree limbs and power lines. If your power goes out, ensure generators are operated outside and away from open windows or doors to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. Never burn charcoal indoors or use a gas grill indoors. Properly vent any kerosene heaters and use battery-powered sources for light instead of candles to reduce the risk of fire. Please remember to utilize 911 only for emergencies. If you need general information regarding the storm, please call 211 and leave those emergency lines open. You can also enable emergency alerts on your mobile device to make sure you receive life-saving notifications. Finally, all Tropical Storm Helene disaster recovery centers in western North Carolina will be closed today and tomorrow due to the forecasted impacts of the storm. The plan is for these centers to reopen on Monday at 8 a.m. Survivors that are requiring assistance can still call FEMA's 1-800 number for assistance or contact the North Carolina Disaster Case Management Program. Visit readync.gov for more information on winter weather safety and preparation, or for real-time travel information, visit drivenc.gov or follow NCDOT on social media. We would ask folks to remain alert, informed, and to check on your neighbors and those in your community who may need assistance. During a disaster or major event, we are stronger together and make for more resilient communities.